E3, holy crap, it's that time of the year again. All the exciting news is gonna happen. We're just a few short days away. And it's already starting. It's starting even earlier every year. Like, it just, Last year I thought Bethesda was crazy because they were going on Sunday. And I was like, man, what, like, you know, normally it's Monday. Why are you doing Sunday? Now Bethesda seems tame because, like, the past week before E3, there's been so much stuff going on. A lot of big news, a lot of this crazy stuff, lots of leaks and rumors, which we're not going to talk about here, but it's surprisingly there's enough news to do a kind of quick pre-E3 video. So, yeah, like, why don't we talk about some of the big reveals going into E3? Because apparently E3 is so big now, you can't even wait for E3 to make the reveals. You just do it before E3. E3 is forever now. E3 just consumes the universe, and we're always in E3. E3 never ends. So these are going to be no particular order, just however I saw them, whatever. But first off, we'll go with Injustice 2 was formally revealed. Just a brief cinematic trailer, nothing too fancy. But, I mean, so here I'm kind of 50-50 with NetherRealm, because Mortal Kombat 9 was perfect, like hands down. Again, I'm not a fighting game fan, so and that game taught me combos and it taught me mechanics and all these like basic fighting game stuff. So the fact that they taught me all that while making the game fun and engaging, while also having the silly Mortal Kombat, plus being like, Mortal Kombat 9 was just fantastic. It was perfect. It was amazing. And each subsequent game has been noticeably less okay. They've never been bad, but it's just like I said, I love the fact that Mortal Kombat 9 taught you all these like moves and how to throw a fireball with the little mini games and all that stuff. They're like all the side stuff and all the collection, all that stuff is awesome. Injustice 1 had some of that, but it was less fun. There was, and for example, Mortal Kombat had obviously like the blood mode, where like you have to paint the battlefield with your opponent's blood. Every time you do an uppercut, you make your opponent's head bigger until they explode. Injustice 1 was a lot more tame, with it just like, you're poisoned, or you can't do throws, or you can't do special moves, or stuff like that. So it didn't have the fun. And then Mortal Kombat 10 had this big emphasis on like always online and making everything like, you know, try to make Mortal Kombat more serious. And it was good, but it just I liked the fact that Mortal Kombat 9 was a silly, goofy 90s action movie. It was still serious, there were stakes, but Mortal Kombat X was just a lot more like dour and serious. And there's a scene where, you know, Sub-Zero and Scorpion are just sitting down and talking. And from an acting standpoint, it's great. It really works well. But from a Mortal Kombat standpoint, it's just like, I just want to see Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight. Why they're talking? So Injustice, the only big thing people have noticed is that this trailer has them wearing armor, so maybe that will be some part of it. Maybe it'll be like Soul Calibur 4 or whatever, where you have like the armor systems where you gotta break down and all that. Who knows? But as it is, Injustice is... I am excited, but admittedly, I have gone from the first... coming off Mortal Kombat 9 to go, oh, this is gonna be amazing, to Injustice 2, where we're like, okay, we'll see what this will be. It's probably going to be good, but let's see what this is. Watch Dogs 2 was also officially revealed. Big trailer. The key point is you're not Aiden Pierce, and the game takes place in San Francisco. Besides that, we know it's just going to be a lot sillier, a lot goofier, not as serious and dour. And my niece died, and why does nobody know that? I mean, everybody complains how it's my daughter, and I've never even played the game, but even I know that it's his niece. But, yeah, so Watch Dogs 2, like I said, didn't play the first one. I did not get a PS4 till a year afterwards, so I missed a lot of those launch games like Killzone Shadowfall and Infamous and Watch Dogs and Shadow of Mordor. So I'm really excited to see if they do. Obviously, like, a lot of people are assuming this is going to be like Assassin's Creed 1 to 2, where the second one just, in typical game fashion, the second one just takes all the good ideas of the first one and just, like, bolsters them and makes it better and awesomer. And so really, like, and assuming, looking at this calendar year, at first I was like, nothing coming out this fall. And then I was like, oh, there's Rise of the Tomb Raiders coming back to PS4. There's that, and there's Final Fantasy and Mafia and Titanfall and Call of Duty, and just upon reflection, this we haven't even got to E3 yet. This fall is already getting pretty tight. So I don't know. Me personally, I would like it to come out next year, but if they do that thing that it's announced and then it comes out this fall, totally fine. They've earned it. They've been away for a while. I understand that. Not complaining. It's just me personally. I think March would be a great place for this game because everything's coming out in February and January and all that. So March would be a great place for this game to come out. Maybe April. Maybe May. Maybe June of 2017. A lot of games coming out. Keeping along with the announcement trains, Final Fantasy 12 HD got announced. Yay! I don't know anything about this game. I mean, it looks big and epic, and I've never played it. I'm Final Fantasy. I like the characters. I like the designs. I've played 2 of them just because as a modern gamer with no time, the thought of like a 400-hour RPG just like does not appeal to me. But I mean, it looks good. Maybe if I'd see myself getting into it, but there you go. 12 HD. I mean, it's a good excuse for no one to play it, like me. So who knows? Maybe I'll be raving about it in a few years. But for now, it's just So moving away from actual games being announced, let's get to all the fun of games being delayed. So the first one is just Horizon Zero Dawn got an official release date of February 2017, which sucks, but like to be fair, excluding the first E3 reveal and then the Gamescom one, we haven't seen much of it, so that's perfectly fine. Like we still need to figure out what this game's about, how does it control, how does it play, all that yada yada boring, tedious stuff. But I mean, it comes out like either 3 days before or 3 days after my birthday, so they're really. I already said they're really tight Christmas, and they're already like, nope, here's something for your birthday, here's something for Hanukkah, here's something for Martin Luther King Day. There's a lot of games, people. Not complaining. It's just, oh boy, so many games. So this one, I'm all over the place, but it's that Yooka-Laylee got officially delayed into next year. Now the problem is that, first off, I don't want to sound rude. I understand 3D games are hard to make. I'm not going to sit here like, oh, right, just put numbers in the thing, get the bird and the lizard data in there. I understand they're hard things to make. So I'm not, it's just the fact that Horizon Zero Dawn has an actual date. It's February 18th or whatever. The Yooka-Laylee is still just 2017. So that's why I feel like Horizon's probably not going to get pushed. There's that's what 7 or 8 months lead time in Horizon. Yooka-Laylee, for all intents and purposes, could be like October 2017. It's just the fact that this game is being hyped up so much, and they're still not 100. Like the fact that they still have yet to release that toy box thing, Mabob, whatever the play, the test map. The fact that they're doing all that and they're hyping up this Banjo-Kazooie thing with the Jiggy and the honeycomb and all that crazy stuff. Who knows what's actually gonna happen? But it's just I'm not like the people about No Man's Sky where it's you deserve to die. You're gonna murder. I'm gonna eat your children. It's that sucks. You guys really need to get on your stuff. But I understand Maybe at E3 we'll see something at the Microsoft press conference, and I'll be totally fine. Oh wow, that's an actual look at all that stuff. Okay, cool. I don't have to worry about it. Just the way Kickstarter and all that stuff works, I'm slightly nervous that maybe they've gotten too ambitious or some other thing. But for now, I'm perfectly fine waiting. It's just it kind of sucks that a game I was somewhat interested in is getting delayed. For we don't know how long. Could be January, could be anywhere. One of the last bigger ones is just that Destiny is getting another expansion pack. Not as big as the Taken King, obviously, but Rise of Iron. Very generic, boring name. At least the Taken King, I think the other one was House of Wolves or something. Rise of Iron. Sounds very generic. I thought it, like, the first time I read it, I thought it was just like one of those Iron Banner sagas. I thought it was just like a multiplayer event or whatever. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain, but it just... I guess the only thing of note for talking about it is that it is not coming to PS3 or 360, which, I mean, at first you're like, they're still making those? Look, I said, I know that's me. Here's the thing, I waited a year to get the PlayStation 4, so it's not like me being some day one, it's like, get on the boat. Like, I fully admit, I had to wait a little bit for the PS4 to get where I, could feel comfortable sinking that much money. But at this point, if you don't have a PS4, like, okay, wait, don't buy it this second. There'll probably be a price drop of some kind or some deal or whatever at the conferences later this week. But just, I'm just surprised that people are still supporting the PS. Like, I know Persona is going to be coming out on PS3 in Japan and all that, but it's just like, people just move. It's time to move on. I know there's, which we'll get into later, but people are worried about upgrading and going to the next big thing. But it's like, it's time. The PS3 had a great life, an amazing life, tons of games. Move on, just cut it off, buddy. And the last one is arguably the biggest, and sets a big precedence going into the formal E3. PlayStation. Now, I will say this. Right now, the only people I've seen talking about this is IGN, so maybe this is like that Last Guardian thing a few years ago. We're going into E3. They said the Last Guardian was like cancelled, and I think that actually might have been the one where it was re-revealed or something. Anyway, the point is I've only seen IGN, so maybe this is pure speculation. I have to be 100% formal with that. I have not done the research because who the hell cares? We'll find out in like a few days. But, oh god, like even, yeah, a few hours at this point. But, it's at the PlayStation Neo 4K, whatever it is. They did not give an official title. They just said it is real. It won't be at the show. And that was it. So they did not give any formal information, specs, any of that stuff. So let's... So yeah, here we go. So as I said before, I bought my PS4 a year afterwards because the way I do it now in my brain, because these are very expensive things, is I have to have 5, give or take. And that's games that because, for example, I would like to try Gears of War. I'd like to try Halo, but then that's pretty much it. There's not enough Xbox exclusives or Xbox editions that make me feel safe sinking all that money into an Xbox, because I'm just going to play 1 or 2 games and I'll go straight back to PlayStation. Same with my 3DS. Right now I only have about 5 3DS games, and that's it. Like, that's a hard fight if I have to push it. But I do have 5 games that I can play, and so, like, I really don't buy consoles until I know I can make the it's worth making the investment into them. So I'm not one of those, like, 60 frames, 1080p, blah, 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 blah. I'm perfectly, like, if a game could be friggin' okay, not blocky, because I'm tired of all that super hip-free stuff. But it could be, like, very crude. Minecraft, I love Minecraft. I could play Minecraft for hours. I haven't played in, like, 7 months, but I could play Minecraft for hours. So I don't really care about all that graphics things. So, as a person who loves PlayStation but doesn't care about that stuff, I mean, I understand the people are bringing up about the different graphics and the different, like, platforms that you have to design for. In my mind, I have 2 arguments for that. The first is, again, not being a tech-savvy person, just a person who enjoys games and the development of the games as opposed to the hardware. Don't they do that with PC? I mean, I know it just seems like PC is a lot harder because you have different graphics card, different like RAM, memory, all those different pieces and parts, and then software like Mac and PC and all that stuff. So I don't know. Just as an outsider, it seems like there's already that big gap. Like, yes, it's annoying to add another SKU to that, but the thing is, the PS4 is a consistent SKU. You have the PS4 and the PS4K stats. Those will never change. It's not like you're going to be able to put upgradable memory into the PS4K. Assumedly, they have. We'll see maybe if they talk about it more. But, like, it's just like, why, you know. And the other big thing is, the Xbox is already the shittiest. I'm sorry, people. It's like I know there was a whole controversy at the launch where it's like I think Xbox games are running like 720 or something. The point is Xbox is significantly weaker than the PS4. So all that would really mean is that the PS4 would go from high tier to medium tier, and then Xbox is still on the bottom. Point is, I don't really see like how that shakes things up too much because again, because you have to develop for the PS4 and the Xbox. Like I know it's not a simple case of just flip the switch and sliders and all that stuff. Like I feel like I understand why people are upset. Because yeah, like obviously the assumption is like if you give people work with restrictions and limitations and all that stuff. So we're not gonna get some of the stuff that really push the PS4 to the limit. But and also I don't think it's required. I'd have to double check because again they haven't been 100%. We're going off all the leaked documents. I don't think you're required to make a game for 4K. Or no, I think, yeah, going forward, they said it's all 4K. But it's just like, I don't know, like, couldn't you just build the game for the PS4 as a core platform and then port it outwards, and then you would be porting to the PS4K and to Xbox? Like, your fundamental system would be the PS4, and then you would begin the porting on the other ones. That's not really, like, then the game is designed for the PS4, and the PS4K just has a little bit more extra flourish. I'm purely talking about my ass, but it's just like, the big thing for me is, like I said, the Nintendo new 3DS, which everyone has said, but it is probably the most apt comparison that most gamers can think about, is like I said, I have a 3DS, I have about 5 games, I would like to get more, but just, time, money, excuses, whatever. But the fact that, it's an empirical fact, like, the new 3DS, it plays games faster, they run better, they got an amiibo chip, it's got that little joystick thing, it's like, you can play Super NES games or something like that, there's some virtual console thing on it, so it's just like, that's clearly better, why would I get that? Because I don't need it, I'm perfectly fine with my normal DS, I don't need to upgrade, and I know people are not like that, I know I'm very much strange, because I'm just like, again, honestly, me personally, if dreams, we'd still be on the PS2. I just love the PS2. It's just so great. I feel like that's the pinnacle of gaming. Blah blah blah. Whatever you grew up with, or whatever. We're not getting into that. But the point is, I would be fine with those style graphics. Like, let's say perhaps bigger with more open worlds and better controller and gameplay and stuff. But I'd be fine with those graphics. But I fully understand that I'm just a weird, kind of outsider person that doesn't go into that big hype personal stuff, so maybe most people are like, oh great, now I gotta buy a 4K. It's just like, if you don't want a 4K, don't buy a 4K. It's simple as that. We'll see how true it is, but Sony has said that there's no exclusive features aside from like some of the split screen stuff, but whatever. That's all processing, like that's I can understand. And some of the examples they were saying, like I think on PS4 you can do 8-player split screen, and on PS4K you could do 12. Like, it's like, again, I'm an emo hermit, but do you really ever play 12 games together like, how often are you playing 12 people at a time? Like, I don't even, like, slumber party, I don't even know when you would have 12 people at the same time. Like, even, I just thinking, like, Let's Play it? No, like, even if, like, you do something, like, kind of funny and Rooster Teeth or Achievement Hunter, that's only, what, 10? Like, there's no reason to have that many players, but besides the point. I just mean, I don't know, I am not upset about it. I'm just interested to see their formal, they said they're not talking about it at E3. I'm just curious to see how this affects people's perception of the conference going into E3. Like, God of War is rumored to be the big showcase 4K title, so do they just come out and say it's a 4K title, or do they just say, like, it's on Neo or whatever? Like, and like, how do they, like, people have said, how do they present it? I don't like that argument, though, because it's like, it's always like, they always, like, for example, as a common knowledge, PC has the best graphics, hands down. I love consoles. Consoles are my life. I will never touch a dirty PC. Consoles, PC graphics are a million times better. Simple as that. No imperative fact. No argument. Just simple fact. And the fact that people are not Like, but I'm fine with console. Like, the console makes me happy. It's just, oh, who the freak cares if someone's got, like, again, like, people have to develop those games for 4K. Though, let's say we got it right now, there's like 2 games that run in 4K, so like, it's not like a big deal. It's, you're kind of just, like one of those, like, curved TVs. You're just buying it for the name. Like, again, it's getting into that whole argument of what can humans perceive, and people can only see past 40 FPS, and, you know, the human eye can only see in, like, 3K, and, like, and all this is before E3, people. It's just, but yeah, so there's no point to do any more ranting. But yeah, there we go. This is already getting long enough as it is. So just a bit of fair warning. I am recording this Saturday night. Bethesda and EA go tomorrow, so if anything happens in the nighttime or early morning, anything like that, I probably won't talk about it then tomorrow. But oh boy, we're going hardcore into E3. So I mean, I guess the only I don't know what to say. I mean, just E3 is the greatest time of the year. I'm a little sad there's no Square Enix conference this year, but I mean, last year was boring and garbage, but it's just like, where's my Kingdom Hearts? Give me my Kingdom Hearts, please. Please have my Kingdom Hearts. I don't even care if it's 30 seconds. I want my Kingdom Hearts. But beyond that, I'm excited to talk about all that stuff. I'll be doing review, vloggy, capture stuff like this with the words and the mouth and the talk. I'll be doing that for all the major press conferences, all the big news. And then I guess, and as always, like 2 or 3 weeks after E3, I will do a big wrap-up, you know, skit type video for E3. But if you want to follow me live, I'll be live tweeting during all the shows. I'm at ViralVimmy. Send me a message, a fave, like, comment, nudie mag, anything you want to send me, I'll respond to. Because E3 is like, E3 is not about compared to, it's just about getting excited for all things gaming has to offer. So I've been ViralVimmy, and oh god, I will see you guys in just a few hours.